Have you ever seen a clothing label with certified organic or fair trade and wondered what it really means? In the world of fashion, these terms are more than just buzzwords. They are seals of approval, signs of ethical practices and conscious choices. They are ethical fashion certifications. These certifications come in different shapes and sizes, each carrying a unique meaning. From organic certifications like GOTS and OCS that ensure the use of organic fibers, to fair trade certifications that prioritize fair wages and safe working conditions. Then there are vegan-friendly certifications for products free from animal-derived materials, and recycled material certifications for items made from reused materials. And let's not forget about locally sourced material certifications that support local economies and reduce the carbon footprint. Understanding these certifications can feel like learning a new language. But don't worry, we're here to help. Today we'll decode the symbols, the lingo, and the organizations behind them, so you can make informed choices about your fashion footprint. What does organic really mean when it comes to fashion? In the world of fashion, organic is a term that signifies a commitment to environmentally friendly practices. It's used to describe textiles that have been produced using methods that do not involve harmful pesticides or genetically modified organisms, GMOs. This results in a product that is not only safer for the consumer, but also for the farmers who grow the materials and the environment as a whole. But how can you be sure that a clothing item is genuinely organic? That's where organic certifications come into play. Organic certifications are awarded by independent bodies that verify a product's organic claims. They ensure that the entire supply chain, from the farm to the finished product, complies with rigorous environmental and social standards. Two of the most recognized organic certifications in the fashion industry are the Global Organic Textile Standard, or GOTS, and the Organic Content Standard, or OCS. GOTS is considered the gold standard in organic certification. It not only verifies that at least 70% of a product's fibers are organic, but it also ensures that the entire production process is environmentally and socially responsible. This means that everything, from the dyes used to the treatment of workers, is held to a high standard. On the other hand, the OCS focuses solely on verifying the organic content of a product. It tracks the flow of organic material from the source to the final product, ensuring that the content is accurately represented in the final product. So, when you see a GOTS or OCS certification on a clothing label, you can feel confident that your purchase is supporting sustainable farming practices and responsible manufacturing. These certifications ensure that your clothes are made from materials grown without the use of harmful pesticides or genetically modified organisms. They represent a significant step towards a more sustainable and ethical fashion industry. So, the next time you're shopping for clothes, keep an eye out for these certifications. They're not just symbols on a label, they're a promise of a better future for our planet. Ever wondered what fair trade actually entails in the fashion industry? Let's uncover the mysteries of fair trade certifications. When you see a fair trade certification on a garment tag, it's more than just a label. It's a promise. A promise that the people who made your clothes were paid fair wages, worked in safe conditions, and were treated with respect. Fair trade is a movement that advocates for better trading conditions and sustainable practices for farmers and workers in developing countries. It's a response to the fast fashion industry's notorious reputation for exploiting labor and damaging the environment. There are several fair trade certifications that you might come across when shopping for ethically produced clothing. The most well-known is the Fair Trade International certification. This globally recognized certification ensures that companies adhere to a strict set of standards, including paying a fair wage, ensuring safe working conditions, and respecting the environment. Another important certification is the Fair Trade Federation, which goes beyond individual products to look at an entire business. Companies with this certification have committed to the principles of fair trade throughout their entire operation, from sourcing materials to treating employees. The World Fair Trade Organization also has a certification program. They evaluate businesses based on their dedication to the fair trade principles, focusing not just on the end product, but also on the entire supply chain. And then there's the Fair Wear Foundation, a certification that focuses specifically on the garment industry. They work with brands and factories to improve labor conditions for garment workers. These certifications are more than just logos. They're symbols of a commitment to ethical and sustainable practices. They're assurances that the people who made your clothes are not being exploited, but are instead being treated with the dignity and respect that they deserve. So next time you're out shopping, take a moment to check the labels. Look for the fair trade certifications. Because when you choose fair trade, you're not just choosing a piece of clothing. You're choosing to support fair wages, safe working conditions, and sustainable practices. Fair trade certifications guarantee that the people behind your clothes are paid fair wages and work in safe conditions. What does it mean for fashion to be vegan-friendly? In essence, vegan fashion refrains from using any animal-derived materials. That's right. No leather, silk, wool, or any other material that might harm our furry, feathered, or scaled friends. It's all about compassion, and the fashion industry is catching on. But how can you be sure that your new dress or pair of shoes is genuinely vegan? Enter vegan-friendly certifications. These are seals of approval given by trusted organizations, verifying that the product in question is entirely free from animal materials. One of the most common certifications you'll come across is the PETA-Approved Vegan label. Endorsed by the world-renowned animal rights organization, this certification guarantees that the product is 100% vegan. So, next time you're shopping, keep an eye out for these certifications. Vegan-friendly certifications assure you that no animals were harmed or used in the making of your clothes. How can you be sure that your recycled fashion items are truly made from recycled materials? In the fashion industry, recycling is a big deal. It's a process that takes discarded materials and transforms them into something new and valuable. This reduces waste, conserves resources, and minimizes the environmental impact of clothing production. But how can you, as a consumer, verify that a garment labeled as recycled is genuinely made from recycled materials? That's where recycled material certifications come into play. These certifications, such as the Recycled Claim Standard or RCS, provide assurance that a product is made of recycled content. The RCS is a widely recognized certification established by the Textile Exchange, a global non-profit working to make the textile industry more sustainable. The RCS verifies the presence and amount of recycled material in a finished product. This involves a verification process throughout the supply chain to ensure the integrity of the recycled content claim. In essence, it's a seal of approval that tells you, yes, this garment is really made from recycled materials. But why does this matter? Well, consider this. Every year, millions of tons of clothing end up in landfills, while the production of new clothing consumes vast amounts of water and energy. By choosing clothing with a recycled content certification, you're supporting a circular economy. You're choosing clothes that give discarded materials a new life, conserving resources, and reducing waste. Moreover, these certifications also promote transparency in the fashion industry. They enable brands to communicate their sustainability efforts more clearly and accurately, empowering you to make informed choices about your fashion footprint. So the next time you're out shopping for new clothes, take a moment to check the labels. Look for certifications like the Recycled Claim Standard. It's a small step, but it's one that can make a big difference in our collective quest for a more sustainable and ethical fashion industry. These certifications verify that your clothes are made from recycled materials, contributing to less waste and a healthier planet. So why should you care about these certifications? Well, let's delve into that. These certifications aren't just fancy badges, but markers of assurance. They assure you that the product you're buying meets certain ethical and environmental standards. They're the silent whistleblowers in an industry often marred by unsustainable practices and unethical labor conditions. Let's look at sustainability first. When you buy a product with an organic certification, like GOTS or OCS, you're supporting a process that uses less water, produces fewer greenhouse gases, and abstains from harmful pesticides. It's a vote for a healthier planet. Next, consider ethical labor practices. A fair trade certification doesn't just ensure that farmers and workers were paid fairly, it also means they worked in safe conditions, had access to healthcare, and were not exploited. By choosing fair trade, you're standing up for human rights, one purchase at a time. Even a vegan-friendly certification like PETA-Approved Vegan has far-reaching impacts. By supporting cruelty-free fashion, you're not only reducing animal suffering, but also promoting alternatives that are often more environmentally friendly. Recycled material certifications like RCS, on the other hand, encourage the use of reclaimed materials, reducing waste and the demand for new virgin materials. It's a step towards a circular economy, where we reuse and recycle rather than make waste. Lastly, locally sourced material certifications promote local economies and reduce the carbon footprint associated with long-distance shipping. It's a nod to self-sustaining communities and a lighter carbon load. These certifications also build consumer trust. When a brand chooses to get certified, it's making a promise to uphold certain standards. It's saying, we care about the same things you do. It's a relationship based on shared values and trust, and that's why these certifications matter. They're not just about the clothes on your back, but the kind of world you want to live in. Every certified product you buy is a step towards that world. Remember, the more you know, the more power you have to bring about change. We hope this guide helps you navigate the labyrinth of ethical fashion certifications. Today we've unraveled the meaning behind certifications like Certified Organic, Fair Trade, PETA-Approved Vegan, and Recycled Claim Standard. These badges of honor are not just fancy labels. They're a testament to ethical labor practices, sustainable manufacturing, and a commitment to our planet. But what's more, these certifications empower you. They give you the knowledge to choose fashion that aligns with your values. Whether it's organic cotton that respects the soil, fair trade that ensures artisan dignity, vegan-friendly that saves our animal friends, or recycled material that reduces waste, you now have the power to make a difference. Remember, each certification is a step towards a more sustainable fashion world, and your choices are the catalyst for that change. If you found this guide useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video with friends, and hit the subscribe button for more.